Check out Paddy's Rewards Club. Place 5 bets of £10 or more across any sport in a week and get a £10 free bet the next week. Paddy Power, you beauty! Max £10 bonus per person per week. Excludes shop bets. Selected odds, conditions and exclusions apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Hi there, you are listening to the Racing Post Football Postcast. I'm Bruce Millington, and this week the panel consists of Matt Ireland and James Milton from the Racing Post Football Desk, and over in Ireland from Paddy Power we've got Ian Griffin. We're going to look ahead to all the Premier League games, some really good stuff coming up. We'll look down the divisions to see where the value lies, and there's also a chance to win a free £25 or €25 bet, courtesy of our sponsors Paddy Power. But we will start off by looking back on the last couple of nights, because we've had some really interesting Champions League fare. And first of all, Ian, I've got a question for you. I think all the Jollies won on Saturday, didn't they? I can't remember whether Sunday wasn't too bad, was it? There was only one Premier League game. And then Tuesday and Wednesday seemed to go the punters' way. Has it been a bad few days?
No, it was good last night. We won a few pound last night. Obviously, United getting chinned is a massive result for us. So over the last few days, it's gone okay.
How's it?
Paddy Power.
Is it? I think season-wise. Go on.
Obviously, the Liverpool result as well, massive. Oh
yeah, that was some comeback, wasn't it? Yeah. But all in all, would you say, all in all, are the bookmakers beating the punters in the 2017-2018 season? Don't be ashamed. Admit it. You're having our trousers down, aren't you?
Yeah, but around the Christmas period, we always seem to do our brains. So, yeah, we're doing okay the last few months.
Okay, well, it's definitely not the Christmas period yet, lads, is it? Even though my daughter insists that we now have Magic FM Christmas in the car already. It's way too early, isn't it? When do you start listening to the Christmas songs, James?
It's a bit different for me now with a nearly 2-year-old daughter. So we're off to Hamleys on December the 4th to meet Father Christmas.
God, you'll enjoy that.
I might take her as well, but that should be good. Yeah.
Okay, so Champions League, before the lads give us their thoughts on what happened over the last couple of days, what's the latest outright betting, Ian?
So we are 7-2 Fav, Paris Saint-Germain, 9-2 City. We are top price on both Real and Barca. 6-1 Real, 7-1 Barca. 7 Bayern, 14's United, 16 Spurs, and 22's on Liverpool.
Okay, pick the bones out of that then, Matt. As things stand, if you're opening a fresh position on the Champions League, who would you be looking to back?
I think PSG are the worthy favourites. I was in a pub with Henry Hardwick last night, who said his nap was PSG -5. So we had quite a good birthday, I believe. I think what they beat is quite open to kind of debate.
Well, this is the thing. Why are they worthy favourites? Because they're not burning it up in France particularly. They're turning into kind of Neymar United, aren't they? I mean, are they really? Is this absolutely the changing of the guard at the top level of European football, or are they just kind of flattering?
Well, I don't think the Spanish teams are as strong as they have been in the past. I don't think Real certainly aren't. Whether they change their manager is going to be, crucial to their chances. I think Barca are probably 6-7-1, not a bad price. But I think Man City probably the best side in Europe, aren't they? Really, play the best football, absolute hammering teams in the Premier League. So I'd go with them.
You go City.
I'd go City. Yeah.
What about you, James? Did you learn anything new in the last couple of days?
One stat that stands out, now Barca have played 3 away games in their group, which has featured 1 goal, which was a Sebastian Coate's own goal at Sporting, which is absolutely incredible.
That is amazing.
You think what price no goal scorer usually goes at. I mean, obviously, away at Juventus, it's not going to be such a massive price. But so that's a surprise. But yeah, as Matt says, I think City and Barca are the two that stand out. I mean, there's a really unusual look to the market. Usually at this stage, you're kind of sticking a pin in which one of Real, Barca and Bayern you want to be backing. But yeah, I think there are enough question marks, as you suggest, over Paris Saint-Germain, and once it's with all due respect to Celtic, they are always going to struggle at that kind of level. So I think Barcelona, for me, I mean, seemingly romping La Liga after kind of quite low pre-season expectations with Neymar going. I think it's quite an eye-catching price, kind of around 7-1 there.
that Deulofeu's long-awaited and much-deserved Champions League medal will be coming his way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ian, have you got a strong fancy? Because you mentioned there when you were running through the betting that your top price Real Madrid and Barca. What's the thinking behind that?
We just don't think. Well, they haven't really improved their squad since last season, and they replaced Neymar with Dembele. He's obviously injured, but as you were mentioning there, Deulofeu and I think it was Paulinho last night as a front three. And with no Messi, just where are the goals going to come from? Like, and Suarez doesn't look as sharp as he was over the last few years. So we're happy to take on Real and Barca.
Who do you like, Ian, at this stage?
I think City are a better side. They're more balanced than PSG. But it's hard to look past the front two in the market. Maybe what Spurs done to Real is pretty interesting. So maybe Spurs at 16-1 is probably a good outside punt.
Okay, and what about top scorer? Is there any value there? What's the latest betting?
The latest bet, we have Ronaldo evens. We are 5-1 Cavani, 5-1 Neymar, 8-1 Kane, and 8-1 Messi.
Any thoughts?
I think it's where.
Oh, go on.
Yeah. Ronaldo is like basically playing through the middle on his own, so he's going to take up a lot of the goals. PSG share the goals between them with Cavani, Neymar, and Mbappe. So that's why we have Ronaldo as fav.
Can you see beyond CR7, as we love to call him?
Not really. I mean, given how he finished the knockout stages last season, where he was just kind of rattling in hat-tricks, having done pretty much nothing in the group stage, now he's got a nice healthy tally from the group stage, and as Ian mentions, it's all set up for him to continue scoring in the knockout stages.
Matt, anyone lurking further down the list that might trouble the great man?
I think Ian's correct in the fact that PSG spread it around. Maybe the only thing they've got in their favour, like Cavani and Neymar, is the fact that they'll have an easier knockout. Their last 16 tie, won't they? Because Real are going to finish second to Spurs. So if they play, one of the lesser teams, they could rack up quite a few goals over them two legs.
Okay. Jolly good. Right, let's get stuck into the weekend domestic action. And we've got a Friday night live game, and it's a good old Cockney knees up down at the London Stadium. 8 o'clock kickoff, West Ham United versus Leicester City. So, for the first time, let's get a show of betting from Ian on the big match.
We are 17-10 the pair, and we are 23-10 on the draw.
Paddy Power can't split them. Can you, James?
I'm really excited about Leicester's odds in this match. Actually, yeah, I think that it's the kind of fixture that's set up really nicely for them. Obviously, West Ham. I don't think there's going to be a great honeymoon period under the new manager. They've been under so much pressure at home, where they've been pretty average.
In fact, there was almost a negative honeymoon there, wasn't there? Because even before he joined, everyone was slagging him off, weren't they?
I'm sure we've all been to weddings like that when you're like, well, this one looks a bit ropey already. But West Ham's last 4 games, they conceded 3 goals against Tottenham and Brighton, obviously 4 against Liverpool in the last one. And Leicester have been pretty consistent this season. I think I was looking; they'd lost 5 of their 15 games in all competitions, but those were against Arsenal, the 2 Manchester clubs, Liverpool and Chelsea, and none of those by more than 2 goals. So this is a massive step down in class from those kind of fixtures. I just look at Leicester with kind of Iborra and Ndidi in midfield, Gray and Vardy's pace, Mahrez back in decent nick. Just made for an away fixture like this, and I really like the kind of 17-10 about a Leicester win.
What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, I've got Leicester down as a DMB option at the very least, really. The other bet that I really fancy in this game is over 2.5. Leicester are the top scorers of any side outside the top 8 in the Premier League, but they're only 5 sides have actually conceded any more goals than them. So I think that's a banker. I know the West Ham way need to come out. You're not going to get that on David Moyes, but they need to come out and put on a show, West Ham, to appease some of their many disgruntled fans, I think. So I think it could be an open game, and I think Leicester have got kind of the edge in that area with, as you say, Mahrez, Vardy, got pace, and I think that could really unsettle their defence.
And the atmosphere could be pretty toxic, couldn't it, if it
definitely
doesn't go well to begin with. So, James is going for a neat Leicester win. Matt's going for the safer draw, no bet option. Ian, have you got a bet for us?
Yeah, I just fully agree with the lads. Like West Ham have already conceded 25 this season. I think the big pitch is going to suit Vardy with running into the space and behind. I don't think that Leicester were really bad against City. Maybe they should have been a man up. That company should have been red carded, I think.
Definitely.
It's hard to see past Leicester, so I'll go with Leicester as well at 17-10.
Okay, excellent. We're going to talk about the match of the weekend in just a mo.
Check out Paddy's Reward. 5 bets of £10 or more across any sport in a week and get a £10 free bet the next week. Paddy Power, you beauty! Max £10 bonus per person per week. Excludes shop bets. Selected odds. Conditions and exclusions apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Okay, presumably because we're being treated to a Friday night live game, there isn't a Saturday lunchtime live match, but that's more than compensated for by the fact that at 5:20 it's Liverpool versus Chelsea at Anfield. Should be an absolutely fantastic game. No excuse for a kit clash either. Red v blue, nice and simple. How are Paddy Power betting, Ian?
So we are 11-10 Liverpool, 12-5 to draw, and 13-5 to draw, and 12-5 Chelsea.
11-10 Liverpool. Does that do it for you, Matt?
I was swaying towards them at the start of the week. I thought they've had the advantage with the Champions League, haven't they? They've got an extra day's rest, and they've only gone to sunny Spain, whereas Chelsea have been to Azerbaijan. But the way they capitulated in Seville was pretty worrying if you're going to take 11-10, I think. I think Chelsea have had a longer trip back, but I don't really think they expended much energy against the Azeris.
What's it matter? It's an extra hour on the plane. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. And to be honest, and Liverpool, they stayed a day longer in Spain, did they? For a bit on the beach, I think. 12-5. Chelsea will do for me, I think.
You're just going to go straight Chelsea. Yeah. What about you, James?
Yeah, I was looking at Liverpool, with a fair degree of confidence, but the 11-10 just in the match betting doesn't really do it for me. They're obviously humbled at Tottenham, but since then they've had a lovely run of fixtures and have just been smashing some pretty average teams. Scored 24 in their last 7, 10 of those against poor old Maribor in the Champions League. As Matt says, at half time on Tuesday, you're probably thinking, Liverpool's going to be going into this full of confidence.
To be fair, they were victims of a fairly stirring and unusual team talk, weren't they? At half time, the opposition manager revealed to his team that he's suffering from cancer. So that had the desired effect, and obviously all the best to the Seville coach there, because that's an awful situation. But how do you think Liverpool will react to that? Because it's pretty demoralising to get sucked back from 3-0 to 3-3, isn't it? Yeah,
I think if it's going to happen, you don't mind it too much in a group game when they're still in pretty good shape in the group. And I think it was the first time was last weekend when Coutinho, Mane, Salah and Firmino all started in the Premier League. They beat Southampton 3-0. So I think probably the way to get with Liverpool is to back a Liverpool win and over 2.5 goals at around 2-1. That gives you a bit of leeway. You don't really trust their defence, but Chelsea haven't quite got the approach right in big games this season. Beat Man United 1-0 at home, lost 1-0 to City, drew with Arsenal at 0-0, and they were very disappointing at home. So I think Liverpool will have the edge.
Okay. What do you think, Ian? You're a Liverpool fan, aren't you?
Yeah, I think last week was one of the first times where Klopp had the front four all fit, and they looked very sharp. Like Coutinho playing sitting deep is very good. Just playing balls in behind to Mane and Salah with all the pace. I'm just hoping that they drop Jordan Henderson.
He's undroppable. He's undroppable, mate. It doesn't matter if he's fit, whether it's England or Liverpool. He never gets dropped. And you're absolutely right. It's the biggest myth in football. Most overrated footballer since David Beckham. Don't get me started.
Yeah, so the game against Sevilla, seen a stat there. He didn't make one successful tackle in the game. He's Liverpool captain.
It's a joke.
Yeah, I'm loving Morata. I'm loving Hazard playing off Morata as well. I just fancy lots of goals here. So probably over 3.5 or 7-4 for me here.
Okay. Righty-ho, jolly good. Let's see what about the rest of the 3 o'clock games. We'll rattle through these nice and quickly. I'll do the prices, Ian. First of all, Crystal Palace evens, Stoke 11-4 and 23-10 the draw. Ian, you go first. What's going to happen here?
So, looking at this, I think Palace, I don't know why Palace are an even money shot against anybody. Also, Newcastle look very short as well, so I'll probably go for a Stoke and Watford drawn out. Small bets and Stoke and Watford drawn out bet.
Well, yeah, okay, so we're going game by game. So you're going to go, what are you going with Stoke? Draw no bet?
Stoke draw no bet.
Stoke draw no bet? No, I don't. I will go game by game. this quick fire concept's a little bit alien. He'll pick up. He'll get the hang of it. James, quickly, Palace Stoke.
Yeah, I think Palace are improving, but too short. I'm going to go for the draw in that game.
And Matt.
I'll go draw as well.
Okay, blimey, you lot are all going to be wearing egg on your face. Man United 1-6 to beat Brighton. It's 6-1 the draw, and it's 19-1 Brighton. Matt, you go first. What happens here?
I've gone 2-0 United.
James.
Half-time draw. Only 9 of United's 27 league goals have come before the break, and I think Brighton are well set up to keep them quiet for a bit.
Half-time draw. And Ian, what's going to happen here? Man U Brighton.
4-0 United.
What? 4-0?
4-0, yeah.
Okay. Newcastle Watford. 11-10 Newcastle. Terrible price. 23-10 the draw. 5-2 Watford. Big price. Ian, you go first.
As I said, I think Newcastle are way overrated. They're too short here, so I'll go for a Watford draw now bet.
Yeah, I like that one. James?
Yeah, I love Watford's price here. Yeah, just Watford.
Just plain Watford.
Plain
And what
old
about
Watford.
you, Matt?
I've gone plain Watford. They've got a lot about them.
Yeah, we want to oppose the Magpies there. Right, 17-10 Swansea, 11-5 the draw, 7-4 Bournemouth. Matt Ireland?
Bournemouth. I'll go Bournemouth. They've really improved. They've had a tough run of fixtures to start with, and they've been flying since.
James?
Yeah, another away. Yeah, probably Bournemouth, DMB. I mean, they beat Huddersfield 4-0 last time out and played half the game with 10 men. So
I think there'll be a lot of passes in this game, but you can't bet on that because it's not a live game. Ian, Swansea, Bournemouth, what's your verdict?
Yeah, can't really see a winner here, so I'll just go for the draw.
Go for the draw, right? Okay. Tottenham 2-9, 5-1 the draw, and West Brom 13-1. Who's in charge of West Brom these days? Who's the
Gary Megson.
Gary Megson?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Bright young manager.
Yeah.
New philosophies.
Let's see what he does then. So, Matt, what do you think will happen here?
I've gone for the draw Spurs double result. Spurs have got quite a good record after Champions League games. They've won 3 and drawn 1, but like Palace and Stoke kind of stifled them for at least half an hour, 45 minutes. And I think Palace were the better side against them. So fancy that.
Okay, James?
Under 2.5, I think. Spurs haven't been scoring particularly freely at Wembley, and obviously West Brom, under the interim manager, it's going to be a bit damage limitation for them.
I don't think the word gung-ho is going to get used particularly often, is it?
So, no.
Ian, Tottenham v West Brom.
West Brom are score less than 1 goal a game, and Tottenham look pretty decent during the week, so Tottenham to win to 0 at 5-6.
Okay, lovely. Thank you, chaps. Let's get the naps.
This will not be beaten.
Ian Griffin.
I think Arsenal were pretty good last week, pressing high up the pitch, but that's not the consistency seems to be their problem. And Burnley look very organised under Sean Dyche, and the 5-1 on the match odds is, I wouldn't maybe just stay away from that, but Burnley +1 on the handicap at 7-5 is the nap.
Okay, and that's on Sunday. James, what's yours?
I'm going for Bristol City to win at Hull in the Championship. There's been a bit of money around for them already this week. They've won 4 and drawn 3 of their last 7 away. Hull had a 0-0 at Millwall in midweek, but before then they conceded 12 in 4 games, and I think they're in a spot of bother.
Matt?
I've gone further down the pyramid. I've gone for Blackburn. They burned a lot of fingers earlier in the season. Accumulator backers not their friends, but they picked up with late, and they should be a Bristol Rovers side who've lost 7 of 9 on the road.
Okay, and I'm going with Fulham, who were involved in an incredible game at Bramall Lane on Tuesday. They are at home to Millwall, and I think they're 5-6, and that seems a big price. Jolly good. Right, competition time. Every week we give listeners and viewers the chance to win a £25 or €25 free bet, courtesy of our sponsors, Paddy Power. All you have to do is answer the upcoming question correctly and tweet your answer using the hashtag Postcast. The winner will have the free bet credited to their Paddy Power account, and last week's winner was Kyle Phillip from Dublin. Well done, Kyle. Good luck with your free bet. Okay, today's question. Who scored the winner for Spurs in their game against Borussia Dortmund on Tuesday? If you know, just text the name of the scorer and include the hashtag Postcast for your chance to win.
Check out Paddy's Rewards Club. Place 5 bets of £10 or more across any sport in a week and get a £10 free bet the next week. Paddy Power, you beauty! Max £10 bonus per person per week. Excludes shop bets. Selected odds. Conditions and exclusions apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
It's Bruce Millington, it's James Milton, Matt Ireland and Paddy Power's Ian Griffin looking ahead to 3 Premier League Sunday matches, 2 of which are televised, the first of which takes place at 1:30 at St Mary's. It's Southampton versus Everton. 2 teams bang out of form. Ian, how do you bet?
So we are 5-6 Southampton. 7-2 Everton and 12-5 the draw.
This is a tricky one, Matt, isn't it?
Yeah. 5-6 Southampton's. Don't think you can get a lot of takers in that. And not in great form, are they? It's a big game for their boss, I think. He's in big trouble. He's 7-1 in the between 5 and 7s in the next sacked race market. And I think that could be not a bet for the game, but if they lose, it's definitely a runner. I wouldn't be piling into them. I can see Everton nicking a point, actually. They've been improving a little bit under Unsworth. They've got as much going forward as Southampton have, so I can see them getting a point.
You're going to go for
the draw.
James Milton.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of aim to oppose Southampton every week, really, and so my heart sank a little bit when I saw they were playing Everton. But at the prices, I mean, Everton 11-5 draw no bet just seems absolutely massive. I mean, against the Southampton side who don't score goals, they've won 4 of their last 20 Premier League games. They finished 15 points behind Everton last season. And, Everton are obviously really struggling, but few signs of life under Unsworth. They had that great comeback against Watford to win. They came back a couple of times at Palace, albeit with a little bit of help from the referee. And Southampton, I think the buzz phrase around them is that they're poor in both penalty areas, which you kind of hear quite a lot, and then if you actually stop to think about it, that's
a bit of a problem,
isn't it? Yeah.
So
Everton draw no bet 11-5.
I tell you what, I went to Palace Everton last week. They were absolutely horrible. He's really brought back that kind of dogs of war mentality. Yeah. They committed 26 fouls. They were systematically going in on people. They were awful. They were really horrible team.
That could be another reason to back them.
Well, exactly, because I was speaking to a friend of mine who's a Southampton fan. He says the trouble with there is that they're a little bit too nice. They're a bit soft. So one thing you might want to look at is a kind of most cards bet, because Everton will get stuck in there. So Everton most cards would be my fancy for the game. What about you, Ian Griffin? Have you got a strong view on this one?
Yeah, I agree with the lads there. Southampton are going off pretty strange prices. Like, they went off 4-6 at home to Burnley, which suggests that they're better than they actually are. We currently have Shane Long priced at 25-1 not to score all season, so I don't think he could be back in Southampton there. I think Everton look a big price there, 7-2.
Right, okay. The other televised game takes place at 4 o'clock. Huddersfield versus Man City. Huddersfield 14-1, which is about as big as you get for a home side in domestic English football these days. 1-6 City, 13-2 the draw. James, what do we do? Do we have the absolute farm on City, or is there a more cunning way of making money out of the game?
Given that Huddersfield beat Man United at home not so long ago, you'd think kind of 14-1 might be worth a little play, but with City, I think that Man United game was a bit of a blip, and Huddersfield have actually failed to score in 7 of their last 10 league games. I just think City win 0 at 5-6. Huddersfield aren't going to get the ball. Never mind kind of test the City defence too much. City just controlling games superbly, and obviously they've got an outrageous array of attacking talent as well. So I think that's a really solid bet.
Yeah, 5-6 City to win 0 sounds decent, doesn't it? Matt, have you sussed one for us?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've said they're going to win the Champions League, so they should beat Huddersfield. If there is a slight weakness, it's the back. They conceded twice against West Brom and Stoke recently. The one I've gone for is 7-5 City and over 3.5. I mean, you can see them winning 4-0, but you can also, it could long ball. You can see Huddersfield maybe nicking 1, 3-1, 4-1. I think it's 7-5 is quite a good price.
That sounds good. And Ian Griffin, what should we be backing here?
Yeah, they rested Sané in the Champions League there, and I think Sterling and Sané beside either Aguero or Jesus is just going to be way too strong. It's going to tear them apart. So I'll go for Sané anytime here at 13-10.
13-10 Sané. Good stuff. And the other live game is at 2 o'clock. It's Burnley versus Arsenal. Ian's already told us that. What was your bet there? Burnley draw no bet, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh no, Burnley on the handicap.
Burnley +1 is 7-5. Yeah, just Arsenal look too short here for me.
Okay, do they look too short for you, James?
I think the draw is a massive runner here. I mean, Arsenal absolutely nicked a win there last season, scoring an injury time.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah,
just had so much wrong. I think there was offside, handball.
Yeah,
I'm not even sure if it was one of my. I think an escaped convict from a local prison probably scored the goal and it was credited to it. It was absolute robbery, and Burnley have been terrific. Their results have been terrific, and I think their performances are actually improving. So yeah, very very tricky, very different test for Arsenal after last week's euphoria.
But you maybe look at playing the draw.
Yeah, the draw for me. Yeah.
Matt, what about you?
Well, Burnley haven't quite had the results they had at home last season, have they? Before Christmas last season, they kind of swept all before them, which was kind of a surprise.
They're also doing better away this year.
Yes, they are. Yeah, obviously they beat
home,
Chelsea, didn't they? And they're pretty good at Spurs. This is a game Arsenal you tend to slip up in, isn't it? Really. In the north, it's going to be cold. I don't think their players are going to fancy it much. I kind of fancy a bit of an upset, actually.
Do you?
I go for the DMB, yeah.
You're going to go for Burnley, draw, no bet. Excellent stuff. Thank you very much, James. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Ian. Great stuff. Don't forget, if you like the shows, do please subscribe and leave a review on iTunes. Maddie's back tomorrow with the Racing Postcast, and we're back next Thursday for more Racing Post Football Postcast.
Check out Paddy's Rewards. Place 5 bets of £10 or more across any sport in a week and get a £10 free bet the next week. Paddy Power, you beauty! Max £10 bonus per person per week. Excludes shop bets. Selected odds. Conditions and exclusions apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.